Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. This video we're going to do some quick updates regarding visa and immigration policies and protocols, specifically some recent news regarding implementation of those protocols and how they're affecting people, foreigners specifically, who are trying to travel into Thailand. In a recent article in the Bangkok Post, May 26, 2017, the article is headlined, "New Visa Rule for Land Arrivals Hitting Singaporean Visitors." The owner of a tour company in southern Thailand noted, and I quote, "The regulation affects visitors arriving by land who are nationals of countries other than those immediately adjoining Thailand. If it is their third or more visit in a year, they must obtain a visa in advance." What we're talking about here, and in another video on this channel, we've gone into great depth as to how this actually works. But a new law was promulgated as of the turn of this past year, 2017, which basically creates the requirement that foreigners obtain visas if they're going to enter the country more than 2 times in a given year. So while in the past there were visa exemptions granted to foreign nationals coming to Thailand on arrival for 30 days, so the so-called 30-day stamp, this is still going on. It still works, but one can only enjoy one of those such stamps twice in a given calendar year. It should be noted that there is an ability to go ahead and extend one's status by an extra 30 days on top of the initial 30 days once granted on that stamp. But as far as entries go, there's only going to be 2 such entries allowed per year. What this article goes on to note, and what's of interest, is Singaporeans appear to be having problems coming in over the southern border of Thailand, and these folks tend to come in basically tourism, sightseeing, maybe a day trip to some of the markets on the other side of the Thai border, etc. They're having more and more issues getting in the country. This is having an impact on business down there, as immigration policy sometimes can have an impact on business. But it's notable for our purposes because it shows that, yes, these policies are being implemented. They're being implemented across the board. What's of interest to me is that Singapore is another ASEAN country, and it's a country that Thailand is obviously on very good terms with and deals with a lot when it comes to business. And notwithstanding these close ties and the close ties under the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, Singapore is not exempt from these rules. There are some exemptions made with respect to these rules for those countries that are immediately adjoining Thailand, notably Malaysia, Myanmar, Laos, and Cambodia, because, frankly, strict implementation of a twice-a-year policy with respect to some of those nationals would almost be impossible probably to enforce, and B, it would not be particularly conducive to what I presume is a thriving cross-border trade with some or all of those nations. But the Singaporean issue, it raises an interesting sort of anomalous concern, because it is a nation that's historically been quite close with Thailand, has close business and travel ties to Thailand, but these rules seem to be in effect notwithstanding that, and notwithstanding the history of amicable relations there. So I bring it up because it's basically unwise to presume that any one country's overall relationship with Thailand, close or otherwise, is going to have any massive impact on the immigration protocols and processes associated with entering the country, because it looks to me like it's not. Thailand has decided to implement stricter rules with respect to immigration, and they seem serious about the rapid and, quite frankly, stringent implementation of those rules, Singapore notwithstanding. Now, as a result of these issues, we might see some sort of exemption carved out for Singapore in the future. This video really isn't meant to get to the crux of the issue being Singapore itself. This video is more designed to provide the insight that, look, it's not easy anymore, really, to get into Thailand more than twice a year. And trying to do so without a visa is going to result probably in being turned away. And it's also it seems pretty clear to me that Thai immigration is becoming more and more scrutinizing of one's immigration history in the kingdom, notwithstanding how many visas one has. So multiple tourist visa holders are not going to be particularly encouraged to essentially live in Thailand using tourist visas. And also putting people on the blacklist is becoming a more and more common thing, and turning people away at the airport when trying to come through immigration. again, the policy of so-called good guys in, bad guys out it's not just lip service. This is a serious policy. They're implementing it, as I said, across the board, and this implementation is serious. And notwithstanding the fact of a close relationship with a relatively close neighbor, these rules, are being implemented. So act accordingly, understand the situation, and those who wish to come to Thailand for more than 2 visits per year or for a duration longer than, I'd say, 2 to 3 months, it's a very good idea to look at getting a long-term visa before coming into the kingdom and dealing with front-loading such matters so as to avoid any problems when basically presented with them at a border crossing here in Thailand.